Welcome back to The Count, where we're counting down the major stories of the week. I'm Lydia Serrani. We're now moving on to story number 7. Go woke, go broke. Ben & Jerry's now the latest corporation to face major backlash after sending out a controversial tweet on the 4th of July. Listen to what look what they wrote. This 4th of July, it's high time we recognize that the United States exists on stolen indigenous land and commit to returning it. Learn more and take action now. Joining us now with their take is Project 21 member Donna Jackson and founder of the Walk Away campaign, Brandon Straka. So I'll start off with you, Brandon. What is going on with them? The hits just keep coming, by the way, for Ben & Jerry's. A Vermont Native American chief now says that the company's headquarters is on stolen land. You can't make this stuff up. Don Stevens says he'd be open to discussing this with the ice cream maker. Really? What do you think?
Well, it's funny, too. The chief of that Native American tribe has said that he's actually been trying to get in touch with the heads of Ben & Jerry's for several years. So they haven't been returning his call. And it's very interesting, anytime that any woke company ends up making a fortune here in this horrific country, with horrific values. And then once they've made this enormous fortune, suddenly they want to denigrate the country that allowed them to build their fortune and say, we need to get back this stolen land. We need to get back everything. But the thing that really gives me, I think, a lot of hope and inspiration is the fact that finally conservatives have had enough of all of this. We go to Ben & Jerry's website. What you're going to see is they list their values out for you. They tell you exactly what they stand for. They're pro-abortion, they're anti-Second Amendment, they're anti-capitalism, they're pro-neo-trans agenda. They're basically everything that's anti-American. Ben & Jerry's loves it. And finally, conservatives are starting to stand up and say, you know what? We're not going to give our dollars to these businesses anymore. We're not going to support these companies that hate America and hate Americans' values. And it's not the worst thing in the world either. I think less beer, less ice cream, we're going to be fit as a fiddle going into the next election year. I'm all for it.
Ben & Jerry's, I stopped eating it when they went anti-Semitic. I remember that, about the whole Palestinians and all that. So everyone jokes about the saying, go woke, go broke, but it's true. I mean, this has really hurt Unilever's bottom line. Since the tweet was sent out, the company's stock has taken a $2 billion hit, more precisely, actually, $2.5 billion. You would think that they would have learned their lesson this time, specifically what happened with Bud Light. Donna, how stupid are they? Or are they just so filthy rich at this point they just don't care?
You know what? This is actually a good thing. If you remember the automakers, they were so arrogant in their cars that they didn't pay attention to the consumers. And all of a sudden, the big three automakers had got knocked off their perch by the Japanese car makers who actually paid attention to their consumers. I'm glad that these companies are outing themselves, because companies are only as valuable as the reputation of their name. And this is going to have a long-term effect on these companies, because their bottom line is the goodwill for the value of their name, and their value of their name is being destroyed right now. And it's a good thing that consumers are paying attention to it. So you may not hear about Ben & Jerry 20 years from now. There'll be something that we sort of remember.
And Brandon, to your point, they hate America, yet if it wasn't for America, they wouldn't be as successful as they are. Why this self-loathing?
Well, I think it's exactly what you just said. They've made their fortune. They've risen up to this level where they feel like they can start controlling the levers, using their power, using their money to try to control the political landscape of America without actually caring about what their constituents or their buying public wants from their own country. Like I said, they're against voter ID for voters. They're all about, protecting our democracy by breaking down election integrity and all of these different things. Stop giving your money to these people. Let's start giving our money to corporations who care about our values, care about America, and care about what we, the American consumer, care about.
And Donna Jackson, final thoughts from you.
You know what? And we should remember, they went after Mount Rushmore because they want to erase our history. That's the thing. Right. Tearing down statues and rewriting history.
Yep, that's all they want to do. Donna Jackson, Brandon Straka, thank you guys.